Alright, I figured rather than doing another video on FNAF, I would take a minute and do something a little bit calmer, just kind of talk. About games, about life, about whatever, just for a little while. I have some Slime Rancher 2 footage as a B-roll that I recorded. So you can at least have something to watch while I flail around and struggle to find my way. First off, the elephant in the room, FNAF. I already bought all the games, so I am going to end up going through and getting at least my money's worth before the series is done. But honestly, I just needed a break. I was recording 2 or 3 videos at a time, and FNAF 4 took the wind out of my sails aggressively. It's just not fun. I really enjoyed 1. I remembered enjoying 2 from when I was a kid, and I played it, like, on release. But 4, 3 is great. 3 I remember loving. That was where I stopped initially. I kinda wish I never came back, in a way. I mean, I'm having fun. They're doing actually quite decent in terms of video performance, but there's a certain point at which a game just simply isn't fun. And that's where FNAF 4 and FNAF 2 both sit for me. They're not bad, not inherently, at least. But I think the execution and the format is just not conducive to fun. There's so much that goes on, and then between weird bugginess with FNAF 2's mask and the FNAF 4's audio just not working well, I'm struggling to find the energy to keep going on it. The other games are going to be easier, because after 4 is Sister Location. I mentioned all the way back at the start of the series, I am skipping FNAF World and, what was it, Ultimate Custom Night, I think is the other one. They just don't interest me. They're not really thematic. They don't really fit. But after that, I think I'm going to go over to... after Sister Location, I'm going to do the first VR game, then I'll do Security Breach and Ruin, and then the second VR game, followed by Secret of the Mimic, and that's all the games that I have. I have pretty much the entire series available to me. Oh, no, after Sister Location is Pizza Sim, that's right. I remember now. The problem is, FNAF 1's creepy. FNAF 3 has some good scares with, the design, even if some of the jump scares are cheap, but that's just a feature of jump scares. FNAF 2 is just annoying. FNAF 4 is maddening, just in the way that it's designed. But branching out from FNAF for a bit, in my last video I mentioned playing Code Vein 2, which I have been playing. I was tempted to get B-roll of Code Vein 2, but I felt it would be a little bit too actiony for just sitting here talking for a few minutes. So instead I went with Slime Rancher, which is another game I've played a bit recently. Of the two, funnily enough, Slime Rancher 2 is the better sequel. It's the same thing as before, but with a new map and a slight graphics upgrade, so nothing innovative or exceptional, but it didn't need to be. It just needed to be more of what everyone liked. The exact thing that Code Vein 2 failed at. Simply put, Code Vein 2 is not a good sequel to Code Vein. It borrows bits and pieces, of, oh yeah, you're a revenant and you have, oh, it's not a blood veil, it's a jail now, and it's gold, and everything's gold. And in the recent patch, is between pre-access, launch, and now, what is it, 1030 is the current patch. They brought the blood back, at least, which was sorely missing from the pre-release patch. But at the same time, there are so many small things that add up. Instead of leveling up and gaining equip load, or having a blood code that you get access to that is good for heavy weapons, it's just, hey, shit ass, you can't mix and match the things that you like because, well, your blood code determines everything. And, yeah, you can't get a good one until, hopefully, at least, until late in the game. I haven't gotten super far. It's just kind of been a struggle. The characters look great. The voice acting is great, for the most part, at least. There have been a couple of hitches where it's like, that could have used an extra take, but nothing that jumps out too bad. The problem is, it so clearly wants to be Elden Ring, and it fails at that. It abandoned what made the first game so great, with its tightly woven, loopy but still linear levels, and that very gothic, the gothic vampire aesthetic with the reds and the blacks, and all of that's gone. Now you got gold and just whatever colors that level designer felt like. It feels disconnected. And not just because the story is all about time travel. Not that I think they executed that very well. At least, not so far. I don't think the game is unfixable. I think with a solid effort from a balanced team, or the dev team going back and retiming animations, giving you an ability to quick recover, the game could be genuinely fantastic. But it just isn't right now. Now I feel we should talk a little bit about the future of the channel. I am still working on things in the background. I want to eventually move out of a Vroid model into something far more custom, a little bit more stylized, and certainly more expressive. But that's going to take time because I need to get new tech. I need to start over from scratch on the model itself, and I will... there's just a lot that goes into it. But that is something I plan to continue working on in the background. You'll see it when you see it. Unfortunately, I can't give any sort of time frame because there's just too many open questions when it comes to this kind of thing. Streaming. I should mention that. I used to stream a lot and do YouTube a little, and now I've switched and I'm doing YouTube a lot and streaming a little. At some point, I will want to kind of mix those two things together again. Do more streaming and then edit it down to YouTube, but starting out with no momentum, I can't justify doing both half-assed. I need to throw myself wholeheartedly into one or the other, and unfortunately that's just not easy. Other channel stuff is probably, I'm trying to figure out an outro, not just one that I say, but, the little music sting where I can put the end cards on the video, and, all that kind of stuff. I need to get better at doing the like and subscribe and turn on the notification bell and plastering that every 48.2 seconds into the video just so that YouTube doesn't restrict me, which I did find out is a thing. Not through YouTube's official channels, but through other creators that I've talked to behind the scenes, and some slight A/B testing with my own metrics. If you don't say like, subscribe, do all the YouTube things or whatever in the video, you will not get recommended as much, and it's something I need to improve on, like as a personal element of my own skill, but that's something that'll just have to come later, unfortunately. I don't have much else to say. I recorded like 20 minutes of B-roll, so oh well, I don't know if we'll even get to the part where I struggle to navigate with the recording, but yeah, I guess that's it. It's definitely a ride that I've been going on with YouTube and everything else, along with some personal stuff that nobody on the internet really needs to know about too much. But I hope that you guys, the, what was it, 5 or 6 of you that show up and watch just about everything I do, I hope that you guys stick around. It's always great to have you. And if you can think of anything I should do, any music I should add, additional editing, just tell me. Nothing helps me out more than somebody going, hey, doofus, if you do this, it'll turn out better. But I don't have anything like that right now. So, just kind of speaking into the microphone and chucking the recording into the void as it is. Anyways, I don't have much else to say. As you can tell, there is no script. I'm just rambling. But I hope you guys, if you made it this far, which I doubt anyone will, I want you guys to have a good day today. As weird as that sounds, everyone needs one. And, well, you managed to sit here and listen to me blabber on for 12.5 minutes, so you certainly have done your community service. There you go, you did your good deed. Alright, have a good one, fellas.